All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was born mixed in Yemen. My father was Yemeni. My mother was half Indian, half Djiboutian, that is Africa. And I wind up to be somehow Latino. So I never knew which part represented me. I was always confused. The confusion really started when I was a kid. My grandmother and her sister-in-law, my grandmother being Indian and her sister-in-law being African, would take my cousins and I to the beach. They would set us off to play, and they would always have an argument about which is the best sunscreen alternative. My grandmother always said, oh, olive oil is the best. My African grandma said, no, coconut oil is the best. Think about it. The coconut grows on a tree. The tree is in the beach. If it drops, use it. She lost the argument because my cousins were mostly Indian. But the fact that we were always covered in oil, running around and tripping in the sand, hurt. Because we looked like KFC. We were running around. But I grew up with these kids. And as I grew up, I wanted to be Indian. I wanted to connect with my Indian part. But I never quite exactly looked like them. So that meant for me going the extra mile to be Indian. From watching a 4-hour Bollywood movie to eating spicy food for breakfast. I'm not talking about putting some chili on your egg sandwich. No, I'm talking about chili with bread. Don't do it, it's bad for your stomach. But the one thing that I actually wanted to be in was a wedding. Not my wedding, a wedding. Because a wedding is the most important event of an Indian family. Because it is not about the people getting married. It's an exclusive Indian social venue. I just had to be there. If you are in there, no questions, you're Indian. And so I tried. But I was never in the wedding. I was always part of the wedding. I was what you call supporting personnel. A driver, if you may. So I would pick my grandmother, my little cousin, my aunt, and her cousin, all in one car. Now usually they wouldn't talk to me, they would talk to each other. So I'm trying to talk to them. So I asked them for directions. Which way should I go? My grandmother says, go right. My aunt says, go left. I know I should go straight, but I still want to talk with them. So I keep going right and left until we get there, and now we're late. So there are no parking spots. There was only one parking spot that time, and it was difficult to park, so I asked my little cousin, why don't you go outside, baby? Tell me how far am I from the other car? And as I am backing, I asked her, how far? This is what she did. This is the car, this is the other car. She comes to the car, she does this. This much. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this information. So after 15 minutes of me reversing and backing and reversing, I managed to park the car. Somebody walks up to me, he says, you can't park here. Are you kidding me? 15 minutes and I can't park here? Now we're late. So I managed to park somewhere else. I go inside the wedding. I'm so excited. Everywhere is Indians. I'm among them. I'm an Indian now. So I'm happy. I sit down, start eating, and in the heat of the moment, because of the spices, in the heat of the moment, somebody comes to me and he says, we need to talk. I say, okay, maybe I will be crowned. He says, you need to leave. I'm not going to leave. Why? You're not Indian. Yes, I am. You are not Indian. Yes, I am. You are not Indian. Yes, I am. Let's take it for a vote. Do I look Indian? Everyone said, no. Imagine the most awkward situation of your life. This was worse. And the only reason was, I don't look Indian enough. But that didn't stop me. I tried again, and again, and again, and again, until the 17th wedding. That's when I said to myself, okay, this is not going to work. I have endured too much. So I was sad. And then a change happened. I found this interesting program, an exchange program to the United States of America. And I was thinking, foreign land, foreign people. Well, I was a foreign to them. And I want to be anything. I could be anything over there. This did not go as planned. You see, I was placed in a small town in the countryside of Georgia. Those from America are laughing. And so the first thing, I just walked in to school, first day. 2 girls come to me. This is what they said. Oh my God, we cannot believe it. We have been practicing your language for the whole summer, and we cannot believe that you're from there. Can we talk with you? I got excited. Said yes. And they're like, okay, here we go. ¿Cómo estás? I'm not following what's going on. You're not Mexican? I'm sorry, I hate to disappoint you, but I am not. Just when I thought I would get a new start, I became Mexican immediately. But that didn't stop me. I was like, okay, people are going to have their assumptions. That's fine. I'm going to try to identify with an activity, like American football or farming. Those were the only 2 options I had there. And so I did it. I tried for the football team. That was not the bad part. The bad part is that I couldn't convince anyone that I was on the football team. Someone asked you, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on the football team. I'm like, yeah. You're probably playing soccer. That's what you got it confused, buddy. So I joined the farm. Now, it's not what you think with the hat and the gloves and the thing, and you water the flowers and the trees, and you got dogs and cats and rabbits running around. No, it was not like that. This was an animal farm. So I show up the first day. I meet the guy. How are you? He asked me, do you have any experience with farming? I said no. He's like, well, you need to pay attention and take notes. I say, okay. He says, all right, this is a field. There are 25 chickens. So that's very specific. You have to go and find the eggs. Collect them eggs and put them in this box right here. And that's what I did for good old 5-6 months. Then, due to my extensive experience with eggs, Easter happened, and I decided to be the Easter bunny. Nay, I volunteered to be the Easter bunny. Except no one told me I don't have to dress like the Easter bunny. And so now imagine this, I'm in the middle of the field, there's a bunch of chickens running around, I'm dressed like the Easter bunny with the fluffy tail and the ears, and I'm walking around hiding eggs, and then it hit me. I am the Easter bunny. Because the Easter bunny, is different than all the other bunnies, but he's still okay with it. He accepted it. I'm Indian, but not really. I'm African, but not really. I'm also an Arab, but not really. And at that moment, I was a bunny, but not really. That's when I realized all of these things make up who I am. And I accepted to be different.